Hello, welcome back to the channel, and today I want to talk about this thing, our heat pump, and how it works in relation to this, hot water. You see, I did a YouTube short about 2 or 3 weeks ago, my first ever and probably the last ever, because quite frankly I don't get what the point of them is. Anyway, in that it was just me saying, oh no, I've run out of hot water, I will press the button on my app and I get more hot water. And a lot of people came back with the misinformation that I'm trying to talk about in this video, and that is that an immersion heater takes care of most of my hot water, or will do the boost, or will essentially use a colossal amount of electricity and therefore cost you a lot of money. And it's just not the case, or at least it's not the case with my heat pump, and probably, although I can't say this with 100% certainty, all modern heat pumps. I would imagine they're all very similar to the one I have. It was installed in September of last year, and although it does have an immersion heater, it is never turned on. And I think that's an important thing to say. Technology moves on. Heat pumps are better. They can go to hotter temperatures, they're more efficient than they were 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So if you do know someone with one, or you have one yourself that's of an age, even if it's only 4 or 5 years old, it's probably not going to do everything that a modern one does. So when I talk about what my heat pump is doing, again, it doesn't necessarily translate to every single one out there. But I imagine, again, if you are buying one or you're replacing one with a new one, then there's a good chance it will do that. Now the immersion heater, as I said, mine does have one, but it is never ever in use. It has been disabled from day one, and it will continue to be disabled for the rest of time. I will never need it. And to try and explain what we do and how we heat our hot water, let me go to somewhere a little bit more data-y. This is one day, this timeline. So we've got midnight, midday, midnight, a full 24-hour period, and you can see from the price here that we have a cheap time of day tariff for at least this period, and the rest is more expensive. So what we do is we do our hot water in that cheap period. We fill up the hot water tank, the 120 litre one that we have, which is enough for us, and it's all done in that period. That sees us through the rest of the day until we get back to night time again, and it fills itself back up again, all using the heat pump, not the immersion heater. If we've got, I know, people staying over and we run out, so we're using more than we would typically use, then we do a boost. We get the app out and we press the button, and it essentially just, well, gives us more hot water. It fills it back up again using the same thing that it does during that time, the heat pump. The immersion heater, again, is not touched. So yes, it will cost us more, but it's done so infrequently, it's not really a problem. And of course, in our situation, we've got the home battery and or solar, which means it's kind of irrelevant anyway. But even if you take them out, all of my energy that goes into my hot water for 95% of the days is done at what at the moment is 7.5 pence per kilowatt hour. Now, at the efficiency in winter of 2 or 200%, a cop of 2, then that's still costing me roughly 3.75, let's call it 4 pence per kilowatt hour for hot water heating. Right now, it's running at about 3.4 cop, or 340% efficient. So it's significantly cheaper than gas to run to fill up my hot water. Now, yeah, ignoring the thousands of pounds for the heat pump installation, of course, but my point is, in terms of running costs, in terms of how much it costs us to do our hot water, no, it's not expensive. We do not use a, at best, 100% efficient immersion heater. We just use the heat pump for everything. And yes, it only takes anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes to top it back up again, enough for us to have a couple of more showers or a bath or something like that. You know, you don't need it to be full before you can start using it. So that's it basically. Hot water is done exclusively here, just by the heat pump. The immersion heater is installed, it's part of it, but it will never be used. So I don't know what that changes, if anything, but maybe in your calculations you're factoring in 6-7 kilowatt immersion heaters into the equation, and well, with a modern one certainly, I doubt you will ever need it. So yeah, bit of a short one, and that's it. I'm done. Thank you for supporting the channel by watching or by subscribing, or if you really want to support us, then click the join button. 99p a month gives members only videos, members only live stream at the end of every month, and you get Friday's videos on Sunday instead, a lot earlier. So yeah, that's it basically. Hot water is definitely cheaper than even a gas on demand boiler with a heat pump. But that doesn't negate the installation cost. I'm not pretending it does. I'm just trying to clarify the situation when it comes to the running costs. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.